Word of life. It's funk. The doctor. My doctorate. I'm picking up skirts. This motherfucker and his friends. Oh, Jesus. Alright. This one, Obama and his magic beans. Just another TV show for Americans. This one I find especially funny and enraging at the same time. They're talking about us, well, us being the American people. They're not even, they've actually surpassed talking about the higher ups, the elites. They talk about them, but in turn, the underlying point of this entire article is that the American people are stupid. Problem is, if I didn't fucking agree with them, this would really be like, oh my god, I'm gonna put my flag on and I'm gonna put my cowboy hat and we gonna shoot us some Russians. Oh, hey, yeah, come on, Cletus and Jethro. But they're absolutely right. They point out new attacks in Afghanistan. What happened to your promise of withdrawal? Is Obama chasing his dog tail, or is the dog tail chasing Obama? How many trillions has he decided to spend? Yet who blamed Bush for spending millions? Obama, of course. So Obama decided to spend trillions to fix the economy and search for Osama. I never knew there were so many incompetent people, white and black, that would vote for such a paper-mache man. Obama spent the most in world history on his campaign and fooled 54% of the American voters. They even say I knew the schools were bad in America. Ha. But gee whiz. At least you can't spell in English. A strong voice, millions of dollars, and a teleprompter go a long way in the good old U.S. The blind leading the blind, they say. Enjoy these little side pictures. This is for like the freeze frame when people see it and they're like, oh, what is that? Words in the middle? Oh my god, a butt. Huh. The Obama news media honeymoon is over. Too bad, so sad. The American media worshipped Obama, but now they have second thoughts. Well, his magic only came from the media, who built him up. Now Obama and his magic beans is just another TV show to Americans. America needs to have job requirements for the presidency and Congress, just like any other job. As of today, any clown with enough money can win an election. This explains why we have so many clowns in office. Meanwhile, we pay for the music while the clowns dance and mock us. As a senator, Obama voted along Democratic Party lines 100% of the time. He does not have a strategy other than pleasing his constituents who helped get him in office. Netanyahu of Israel stared Obama down when they met. Obama has no courage or conviction. He only speaks well as a good narrator or newsman reading the teleprompter. Solzhenitsyn said at Harvard University, Thursday, June 8th, 1978. Oh, it's on the next page. Yep. Just can't believe all the horse shit. And the thing is, so many Americans buy it that how could you possibly... I just can't. How could you believe it? Now, though, we finally see it in a slight sense. But even at that, people are unwilling to believe it. They're treating it on TV as if it is a reality show. And the results at the end of it are still inconsequential to their lives as long as they get to go to work tomorrow and, they got to drive their Audi or their what have you. Even if they're driving a little piece of shit. You're just worried about what you're going to do tomorrow. And I'm no different, and you're no different. To some degree, we all are just more or less like, oh, well, what do I got to do tomorrow, though? What is expected of me tomorrow? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Okay, I got to get up at this time. I got to do this. I got to do that. So that does take precedent over, I'm going to go out and picket. I'm going to go protest. I'm going to go stand in front of the Fed and make a point and try to get people to listen to me. That's just really not as important most of the time. Even though it's the most important thing we could think of. Quite a paradox. The Western world has lost its civil courage, both as a whole and separately, in each country, each government, each political party, and of course in the United Nations. Such a decline in courage is particularly noticeable among the ruling groups and the intellectual elite, causing an impression of loss of courage by the entire society. Of course, there are many courageous individuals, but they have no determining influence on public life. Political and intellectual bureaucrats show depression, passivity, and perplexity in their actions and in their statements, and even more so in theoretical reflections to explain how realistic, reasonable, as well as intellectually and even morally warranted it is to base state policies on weakness and cowardice. And decline in courage is ironically emphasized by occasional explosions of anger and inflexibility on the part of the same bureaucrats when dealing with weak governments and weak countries, not supported by anyone or with currents which cannot offer any resistance. But they get tongue-tied and paralyzed when they deal with powerful governments and threatening forces, with aggressors and international terrorists. Should one point out that from ancient times decline in courage has been considered the beginning of the end? Is this the beginning of the end for America? Will spineless politicians steal lollipops from babies? Probably. I'm sure it's happened. The freedom of speech fights government propaganda. There's a revolution in America, not totally being reported on TV. The Tea Parties, tax revolts, even commercials on the radio telling us to resist raising taxes on our radio music. Democrats, Republicans, and even the young people are shaking their heads. Taxes are slowly going up. Who do you think will pay for the trillion-dollar budget that was passed? Obama and his minions? When it comes to money, we're all green. If taxes in America were not deducted automatically from our checks and instead were required to pay taxes per month, Americans would always vote for less taxes. Even those who voted for Obama may continue to like him, but when it comes to their pocketbook, Obama gets thrown under the bus. I don't know. I don't even know what to say or where to go with it. They've got us. They know. They see it. If a Russian reporter can see the idiot that believes all this shit, why can't we? Why doesn't somebody just shake the person next to them when they're watching Fox News and say, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Maybe that's just how we have to start it. We gotta get more grassroots than the internet and shit now. It's gotta, radio is great. I think we literally have to start just walking up to people wearing, Glenn Beck shirts and shit and just shake them. Just shake people. Don't say a word. Just shake them and walk away. Maybe just rattle something loose. Because I can see no way that people could support any of this. We're circling the drain, America. We specifically, and everybody else is watching us. It's like watching your goldfish go. That's a bad analogy. I have no idea. I've never had a goldfish. But the fucking point is really that we are unaware of what's going on. As the bottom line of this entire article is that the American people themselves are unaware. It's not really saying Obama this, Obama did that, Obama did this. It's saying more America let him, America let him, America let him. We have officially become the problem for ourselves.